Hey there, John Muller from the JP Muller Group, and I want to show you a solution I came up with for a common problem. People who want to collect data, maybe from a form into one spreadsheet, and then they want to let members of their organization have access and edit only subsets of that data. So what a lot of people do is take that master sheet and they populate subsheets or child sheets with the information relevant to the individual editors, right? And then they use things like import range to move the data around back and forth. The problem with that, it's very susceptible to issues where people try to manage their own sheet the way they want, add their own data, insert lines, delete lines, and when that gets imported back to the master sheet, now somebody has to go through a lot of gymnastics to figure out the mapping of everything and what's relevant and what's not, what they should have edited, what they can't. This solves it by, first of all, protecting a bunch of ranges, and then using some sophisticated script to go and look at the heading columns and the unique IDs which we assign to each record, and only allow designated columns to be updated. So let's show you how this works. In the upper left, we have the form submitter, and that's somebody, John at howandj.com. In the lower left, we have the master sheet that every record gets written to. And on the three on the right, you'll see there's a different person. These are the members of the team that manage their subsets of data based on their color team they're on. We have the green team, we have the blue team, and down here we have a orange team. So let's go submit a form. Right now we filled out one, Buddy Elf, and his birthday, and he's going to be on the green team. When I hit submit, what you're going to see happen down here, Buddy Elf appears, and now in the unique column, it goes and figures out what the next unique ID is. And since we had 1 through 5 already selected, it populated 6. Then it inspects the column for a favorite color and says, this person, Buddy Elf, is on the green team. So if you'll notice, it added that record up here in the green team child sheet. Now, the last thing we did is we said, well, we're going to now let this person update this data. Now, if they tried to update it here, let's say, there's a problem. It's protected. It will only allow you to edit from column H on. So you try to insert columns here, you right click, you can't do it. You try to insert rows here, you can't do it. But if you try to do it here, you get the options. So the user can manipulate and extend the data as much as they want for their own needs without affecting the master sheet. What we do now, let's take Buddy Elf and let's say they have 2 apples, 3 grapes, and 4 lemons. And you'll notice that in the master sheet, in a second here, it's going to populate 2 apples, 3 grapes, but look what it did for lemons. It did nothing. Why? Because on the editable fields, which is controlled by the administrator or me as the manager here, I don't have lemons. If I wanted to say, okay, I'm going to now allow you to update lemons, I just add it to my editable fields in the master sheet, which, by the way, the users don't have access to, right? I'll go back to all responses. Now I'll go back, and now I'm going to be one of the users, and I'm going to go change lemons. Let's make it 5, and watch what happens. Now you'll see it updates it. And you give it a second, and there's your 5. So as simple as that. And how does that work? Well, in the editable fields column, it reads in automatically all the fields from the editable fields column in the master sheet or the parent sheet. And if I go and try to edit it, I can't because it's locked down. You see that little lock on there? So there's no way for the individuals managing the subset of data to override this and change what can be updated. That's governed by me as the manager of the whole thing. All right, so now I could go and I could insert a column, let's say to the left, and I could call it watermelon. I put watermelon, and I say, let's put 4. Does nothing, right? Why? Because there's no watermelon column in the parent sheet, and watermelons isn't one of the editable fields. But notice, even though I pushed the column lemons from J to K, if I go, and I'll scroll over so you can see what I'm doing, and I put the number 8, let's say, you'll notice that it actually updates correctly here in the master sheet in a second, because it was smart enough to understand that it was looking for a column called lemons and a unique ID row number 6, which is here and here. So it updated 8. And that's how all that works. It works through several fancy functions, some fancy triggers, some fancy code, and keeps everything in sync, protects you from your other users from breaking the parent sheet, and also enables those other users to extend the data how they wish to help manage whatever their business or team or activities are. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to put a link to a more in-depth demo that's like 14 minutes long that tells you a little bit more about how it's done. Thank you.